Scientist Supreme is angry, y'all. She's literally been sitting at the bottom of our roster for years, trying to figure out how to get back into the meta. Let's go ahead and look at her abilities and the story of how she got here. Her basic attack is called Serum Pistol. It's going to do damage and applies offense down, defense down, and slow if you put the tier 4 ability material in it. So if you're an advanced player, that's probably what you do. If you're a newer or mid-game player, this is a tier 4 you probably skip. Notice as well, it's also unavoidable. Individuals that perhaps they have evades, maybe you're blind, going up against a spider weaver, she's going to make you miss, but not with an unavoidable attack. This will make sure that that hits. However, in the example we have here, notice the ability can be blocked. We only landed an offense down and defense down. We didn't land the third negative effect because of the block.
They laughed at my serum pistol. Little did they know, each shot brings me closer to recognition.
Her special ability is called Field Trials. It will flip all negative effects into positive, and note there is no team requirements for that. This is a plug and play move you can use everywhere. However, on her team, on Orcus, it's going to give regeneration for 2 turns, immunity for 1 turn, and increase the duration of all positive effects by 1 up to a maximum 3. We want to make sure we pay attention to that. It comes in handy later. In addition, this move will heal yourself and all allies for 15% of this max health. So again, it's not tied to a team and there are no raid callouts here. This is one of the abilities that is plug and play that you can use in every game mode. A couple things to note in the example. We're going to heal Scientist Supreme. We're also going to flip that negative effect. We apply the positive ones like immunity, but please note, we're supposed to get 1 stack of immunity, but because it's extended by 1, we end up getting it for 2 turns. That's an amazing move. Keep it in mind.
Every lab is my playground, every subject a stepping stone. These field trials will prove my genius.
Her ultimate ability is Retro Vaccination. You're going to heal yourself and all allies for 20% of this character's max health. In Rage, you get an additional 10% on top of that. There is no team call out there. But when she's with her team, with Orcus, you're going to also put offense down, defense down, slow for 2 turns on the opponent, and in Rage, this will also apply trauma. In addition, you'll get speed up for 2 turns for yourself and all Orcus allies. And note, once again, this attack is unavoidable. So, Spider Weaver cannot avoid this. If you're blind, it's still going to land. If the person has an evade up, it's still going to land. This port is not tied to raids. It will be an excellent plug and play ability. We're all full on health, but notice we still do get the speed up. Wolverine gets defense down, he gets slow. He does not get the offense down because apparently he blocked. So again, this ability is unavoidable. It can be blocked and you'll miss out then on one of your negative effects sticking. In raids though, you got the trauma, so that should help a ton.
My retro vaccination will rewrite the world's DNA. They'll have no choice but to acknowledge my work.
Her passive ability is Mad Science. So on spawn, she's gonna fill her speed bar by 50%. So when she shows up, she's halfway ready to go. On her turn, so that's every time it's her turn, she's gonna generate 2 ability energy for Orcus allies that have a negative effect. Every time it's her turn, there's a 25% chance to revive an ally with 30% max health. And anytime a person summons, an ally summons, you're gonna generate an ability energy for Orcus allies. So that's something we can play with, we can finesse, we can plug and play. The entirety of the team does not need to be Orcus, so maybe in other game modes we can use this to our advantage. Up to this point, the description of the ability so far is usable outside of raids. However, in raids, on spawn, you're gonna generate 3 ability energy for self and 3 special ability energy for all Orcus allies. So she's pushing those special abilities for the Orcus team as a whole up to the front so they can get used. In the raids, Orcus can't receive trauma, and mutant and bio enemies will not receive immunity. So that's going to help us with those extreme X-Men and Hive Mind characters. Let's take a look at our example. We see here that the Mad Science procs, Scientist Supreme gets 50% speed bar. Here's another example in Blitz. Lady Deathstrike has negative effects. It's Scientist Supreme's turn, so she gives Lady Deathstrike 2 ability energy. As well, you noticed, since it's Scientist Supreme's turn, she's able to revive Graviton, 25% chance every time it's her turn.
They call it mad science. I call it the future. The world will soon see the method in my madness.
For her Isotope 8 selection, we went with Healer. She's a healer. We might change this later, maybe her or another character. There's a lot of healing going on this team. But for now, since we already had healing in place, we're going to stick with that.
Orcus recognizes my potential. Together, we'll reshape humanity's future. No more overlooked breakthroughs, no more rejected theories.
If you need some more shards of her, it looks like she's going to be available in the raid store. Haven't seen her yet, right? Haven't been looking too long, been looking a couple days, but I haven't seen her yet on either account, so I don't know if her availability is dialed down because she wasn't a good character, but this is where we should expect to find her.
From overlooked lab assistant to architect of a new world order. Let them call me mad. I call myself victorious.
If you still need red stars on her, you can take a shot at Incursion 2-2, get her up to 6 reds. Right? If you're not using the energy anyway, might as well take a shot. Otherwise, you just go ahead and power up in the store. Hey, as always, if you're finding value on the channel, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000. We're at 880, 120 more people. We need your help.
Rolling to the scene, I'm the latest supreme. Vibes and chat, got the orchard scene, reign supreme. Got my serums in the beans, I'm the queen of machines. When I'm in the game, we'll conquer your dreams. Follow me and you'll see science like a miracle. In the raid, I leave it with might, it's empirical. I piss on the track. Let's hit it critical, fetch your battle pass. It's pivotal, it's lyrical. She's the supreme in the orchard scheme. New member in the team, let's redeem the dream. So go subscribe, don't miss the vibe. Marvel, strike force, we arrive, we thrive.